Fat Dad, Fit Dad, episode 1. Lots going on. Working out a ton, walking a ton, trying to eat right a ton. I actually started this journey back on May 1st when I was 243, just under 243 pounds. And I realized something had to change. I've got some really big goals and some aspirations for end of this year. So I realized I had to start documenting this progress so that I could hold myself accountable to finally not being the fat dad. So as of now, I have made some decent strides. I'm 9 pounds down in 8 weeks. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it truly is when you think about wanting to hold on to muscle and lose pure fat. I'm just as strong as I was on May 1st. Today is end of June 24th. I'm just as strong as I was May 1st. But I'm a lot lighter, which is wonderful. So really super excited about the progress that I'm seeing. In terms of goals, here we are, June 24th. I weigh 233 pounds. My plan is to get down to 210 by my half marathon here in Nashville. That's coming up October 25th or October 24th, right? So you've got July, August, September, October, 4 months to lose an additional 23 pounds. In the meantime, I'm also ramping up my running so that I can prepare and not die during that half marathon. And then in November, assuming I can get a ticket, my plan is to crush a high rocks race, hopefully about 205 pounds. So the plan is in place. I'm in a caloric deficit. I'm eating 2,600 on average calories a day, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. But 2,600 has proven to be a decent number for me to lose while not feeling too terrible. I still have cheat meals. I had a bunch of carbs that you'll see in this episode Saturday night. And, I'm not afraid of carbs, and you shouldn't be either. You'll see why that is. It fuels your training. But in terms of, the goals, I have really lofty goals. I've met with my physical therapist who is helping me rehab a hip injury. I met with my running coach this past weekend who laughed in my face when I told him my goals. They're extremely ambitious, but I'm going to get there. And so I'm going to document this journey with you all. I want to show you that you do not have to be the fat dad. You can be the fit dad. And the best part about that is I'm not a fitness influencer. I have a full-time job. My job or my goal with this is to inspire others to understand that you can be fit, you can be strong, you can be healthy, you can be lean, but you can still have fun, right? I have ice cream with my kids. I have, a carb-heavy dinner that I don't even count calories or worry about. I drink beer. I drink liquor. I've been to multiple weddings during this cutting phase and weight loss phase. So life is about balance. It's not about going all in unless your plan is to be in the Olympics, which is not mine, right? I just want to excel. I want to race half marathons, high roxes, and I want to, most importantly, be a great example for my son. Somebody who is strong, somebody who is lean, somebody he can look up to and model his life after. And so now is the time. I turned 35 in 2 weeks, so I'm locking in. Enjoyed this episode, week 2. Episode 2 will be out a week from today. Walking, the ultimate, as the kids would say, cheat code to getting where you want to be in terms of fat loss. So I've been walking now for 57 minutes, if you can see that. It's about 8 a.m. Got my first work call in 30 minutes and just getting some steps in. People want to overcomplicate fat loss. They want to act as though you need 7 days a week of intense exercises and restrictive diets and all these things. The foundation of my transformation is walking, period. When it comes to physical activity, the foundation really is good nutrition, right? And staying within your calories. But that's I'll show you that here in a different video. But in terms of training, moving your body, it's walking, right? I have found that I'm a huge boxer. I love boxing, big boxing fan. When I used to go to title boxing, I'd burn 800 to 1,000 calories in one session. I'd also want to come home and eat a horse. That's how hungry I was. And so sometimes that very stimulating, high intensity, heart beating, higher heart zone training, you're going to deplete your sugar, you're going to deplete your glycogen. And if you're on a diet, sometimes it doesn't balance out. Sometimes you're gonna be so hungry, so starving, that you're gonna wanna binge eat. And so I'm trying to avoid that by doing a lot of low intensity work. And that is walking, that is very light Peloton biking, doing a lot of zone 2, obviously, heart rate zone 2 training. But at the end of the day, walking is the foundation. Get as many steps as possible, as humanly possible. You don't have to walk fast, just walk a lot, right? Walking for an hour is not going to make you super hungry, and it's not going to make you overeat. It's easy. I can take calls, work calls. I can listen to podcasts. I can think about and prepare for my training today, tomorrow, later, whatever that might be. So walking is unbelievable. It is my favorite, by far my favorite activity above all else. And if you do enough of it, if you increase your step count, that alone can help you more than any other training in my eyes in terms of your transformation. So when I do my wrap up here in a few weeks and I show you my transformation, you will see my average step count from my Garmin. And I will show you, I think I'm averaging like 15,000 steps a day over the past 6 weeks since I started my transformation. Not saying you need to do that, but steal as many steps as you possibly can. I promise you, it's a phenomenal foundation for your fat loss efforts. Get mobile. You see I'm wearing my toe spacers. For any athletes out there, basketball players, you get used to your big toe being jammed into your shoes, creating deformities, bunions, all that stuff. So these toe spacers I use to help combat that to the best of my ability. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but I do it. So now just getting a little stretch on, up the mileage a little bit this week. Coming back from a hip injury that I had about 3 months ago that's still nagging. And so I'm just now ramping up my mileage. This week will be right around 7 miles, which is nothing compared to where I want to be and where I need to be. So I'm going to continue to grow that mileage count each week. But right now, doing probably my least favorite activity, my least favorite thing about being a quote athlete is, I don't know why I did that. No, I'm an athlete. I'm not quoting anything. Athlete. Being an athlete is taking care of your body even when you don't want to, doing things that you don't enjoy doing. I hate stretching. I think it's one of those things that it feels like you're doing it, and you're doing a ton of it, and it historically has not paid dividends or even shown progression, right? For me, maybe because I just don't do it consistently enough, but it feels as though it's just this uncomfortable thing that's not really doing a whole lot to get you where you want to be. So that said, I know that at 35 years old, it's extremely important to make sure that you are limber, make sure that you are doing everything you can to protect your body, protect your joints, lengthen your muscles, and ultimately avoid injury. And that's what I'm doing. So I try to remind myself that every time I do this, every time I stretch, I am delaying and or potentially minimizing any risk of injury, which is the most important thing, right? At our age, us old men at 35 years old, unless you're LeBron or Tom Brady, you've got to make sure that you are limber, make sure you are, able to handle the demands of your sport. And so that's why I stretch, even if I don't like it. And it's one of those things, I think the lesson that we can all take from this is, it's extremely important in every way to take care of your body, but also take care of your mind, take care of your spirit, take care of your nutrition, right? Nourish your body so that it can give you what it needs. And eating healthy is not fun, especially when there's donuts out there. I know firsthand. Sleeping well is not fun, especially when you're binge watching shows with your wife and you want to stay up till midnight, right? Stretching is not fun. I'd much rather be sitting at my desk doing some stuff, work stuff, or even fun stuff, watching a movie, whatever it might be. Stretching's not fun. I'd probably rather be doing anything than stretching, but it's a necessary piece of the puzzle. So just like anything, how bad do we want it? I say I want to do all these things. I want to be an athlete. I want to inspire others. I want to help you, whoever's watching this, to be the best that you can be. If I'm not willing to do it, what's the point? Try to spend a good 30 minutes. Wow, that's not true. 30 seconds in each position. Just try to get a gentle stretch. Not uncomfortable or not hurting, but definitely uncomfortable. And just hold it and let it do its job. I have found that the more I've stretched as I've upped my mileage in terms of running, the more comfortable running is, the more I feel light and limber. So I'm sure it is working. It's just one of those things. You can go into the weight room and put weight on the bar, and you can just add weight every week. You can run, and you can run faster, right, every week or longer every week. But stretching, it's like, what's the metric that you use to measure success? And I've pretty much learned, or at least I'm telling myself that the way I feel, right? How I feel, how my joints feel, if they're mobile, stretchy, you know, if I feel like I can run, jump without pain, then the stretches are doing their job. So, stretch, for those of you watching that are 30-plus-year-old men. If you're in your 20s, when I was playing college basketball, I didn't have to stretch. Didn't care about it, wasn't necessary. Now, if you reach for your phone too fast getting out of bed, you're an injury waiting to happen. So, stretch and your body will thank you. Saturday night with the family. My beautiful wife holding the camera. His son back there singing to himself. Each week we try to do one family meal each week. Tonight it's Italian, Salvo's, local here in Nashville, just outside of Nashville in Mount Juliet. And we're gonna carb up. Anyone that doesn't know any better will tell you to avoid your carbs. Don't listen to them. They're trying to make you angry. Eat as many carbs as you want. I'll show you exactly what I'm eating, and I'll show you how I'm continuing to lose weight during this transformation journey. Eat your carbs. Be there soon.
Hold on, it's very. You want me to video you?
Weigh-in day. Try to do this 4 to 5 times a week. Make sure that you get some level of baseline for how you can progress over time. When I started doing this back in May, on May 1st, I was 242.8. Today is June 24th. So for my math majors out there, that's what, 55 days? Also going through a process of trying to keep as much muscle as possible. So fat loss, I expect to be about 1 pound per week of pure fat. So I can hold on to my muscle, but lean out the way that I need to lean out. So 242.8 on May 1st, 55 days later. Let's see where we're at. $233. That is the lightest I've been in 2025. So that's good, seeing some progress. I'm showing you guys and gonna continue to show you guys the process, eating right, but most importantly, walking a ton and just trying to make sure that I'm as active and consistent as possible. So that is 9.8 pounds down, 9.8 pounds down in 55 days, which is 8 weeks. So I'm over that 1 pound per week threshold, which is a really good place to be. It's sustainable fat loss. I know I'm not losing a ton of muscle, if any. So it's a good place to be. Good week.